Oh, yeah. Say it now.
You're trapped now.
Lord, glory.
Figured try something different.
Yeah,
He's great. It's pretty open and ability to grow.
cool. Where'd you get that stand?
It was sitting
Yeah.
It was just sitting there, so.
Um,
Oh,
we need to take another photo shot of, oh. What stupid set of beats is all you got? What the hell? Oh. That you guys? That's wrong. The hat, yeah. I could have worn my other one, but I didn't. Well, Maureen, the pictures didn't show up real good. So, and Rand is supposed to be here. Oh, Rand, and I'm hoping the two ladies from Starbucks are here.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
thanks for showing.
Don't fall. Yeah.
This one for anything? No?
Yeah, for the yellow.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Where's the band?
I think Ron, did you get it?
I did.
I grabbed it, was there? I thought it was already on here.
But he's taller than mine now.
Yeah, but you don't have to be tall, you just raise it up on the post. Just rolls right on.
Yeah.
Who's the speaker today?
We're at horrible. I know, that's what the show.
Stuff I've been hearing is pretty wild. Other kinds of pictures of. Yeah, well, you might have seen late more of it all with all the time. Look at it's cold. They actually just go a lot.
Yeah, it's just, right. Okay.
The sign all the way out.
Yep. Can I have your name on it? Can I have your name on it? We can look like him. No, I don't think so, but it blocks that other picture, which is fine.
Vicky.
We don't know. Don is trying to get a hold of her.
Yeah, I think we should just like take it as a hint that she's not coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's not doing it, but that wasn't the house.
That's why, at the board meeting, I kind of asked people to bring their design. Gary's got some I looked at. This is for, just for the sandwich for the stuff. No, that's not.
Well, what are you using one for? So they're just for like rotary here. Oh, yeah.
And
These
they're back there and there's two.
rotary here today, like. hanging out. Yeah. we used to-
Yes, you are the first. There you go.
Oh, no. Who won last time? It was somebody who was up front.
What Joyce, was it?
Yeah.
So the lots been wiped out.
No.
No, we're at $73 now.
$73 is $7.
There's the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you in here?
I didn't think about it all, so we always have wine.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm over it.
And 2015, and got some stuff on it. Stuff, and it's saying it's right there. Money. That's.
It's quite thin.
Yeah, I know you're.
Hey, Don. How are you? How are you? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Big bullet.
Ron, how you doing?
Yes, go ahead.
All right.
That's why you're all fine, huh? Yeah. All that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Still allowing them to go early. Still, they don't open the doors.
Put it on the advantage of having.
Yeah, they actually- It's like one of the only courses.
Oh,
Down, so it's people like them all over.
There I go for trying to fix this. Look at sign. Let it be. Let it be crooked.
That's what happens.
My niece.
Oh, you're.
But if they win, I'm gonna be mad.
There you go.
Where you put it in the mind of its own.
Your daughter-in-law is good.
I need your glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, it's on.
Good boy.
Yeah. $73, you know why? Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Metal and. A little bit of hassle, but I don't want to. Anymore.
Well, it wasn't that so much, it was the, when when he does an Ameritrade,
Yeah.
trade, where it used to be instantaneously at BTU, yeah, first federal, 5 to 10 days. And he didn't count for that.
If we had to try a different angle for our.
He-
Yeah.
Apologize.
Got a long enough cord.
And I talked.
We have a speaker today, so. Yeah, maybe we can even make it happen. Well, look at that, so you can plug this in here. Gee, your project done? Which one? I don't know. Yeah, the Home Depot project, maybe there was. I'm working on it. Me too. I got, I had a load of gravel delivered yesterday. So, and half of it needs to go down, all the way down to the lake. So I got half of the half.
Oh, that's
done
good.
yesterday, and
That's good.
We did something like this. Get it back on now.
Oh, there you go.
The board for getting back. Maybe when you take a little bit of Comcast, whatever Comcast cases.
Yeah.
Well, located or,
So when my land or postable here. So it's not gonna get, it's sort of, I mean, we know, like I have some. No, I have.
You did it again.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially in those areas that we've got school children. And then.
The specific copy is right.
Not yet.
Are you an insurance guy?
So you're gonna go.
Thank you, Red. Try to keep it.
Yeah. My plans.
Thank you. You just don't have a.
Thanks for waiting. I got mine. You get your. Yeah, I'm feeling there's a road that you're. Morning.
They know where they are,
I got it. I'm looking forward to being able to. Oh, I have, no, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah,
Yeah, because then.
No, it's. You're never anything.
Sergeant of Arms.
Which one?
How's it going in green?
Thank you, sir.
Which one?
Let's play. Let's have a flag salute, and here we go. I play. Here we go. Oh, sir. Six. Bacon. Seven. Learning stone. A learning stone.
Cheers.
Okay. Thank you.
And,
Yeah, it's Kevin.
Well,
an inspirational thought for the day.
this is gonna be Irish, of course.
It is
He remembered.
Green Day. That's- I didn't do this.
He remembers, Mr. Secretary.
I've never, yeah,
I think that's a fine.
Yeah, I remember.
yeah, he.
What's he done?
Sometimes he does not go by his own agenda. Okay, the 4-leaf clover. Each petal on a shamrock. This brings a wish your way. Good health, good luck, and happiness for today and every day. And the author is unknown, so I take credit for it.
Okay, good. Then we have a couple guests here. Rand in the back, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, yeah, thanks for being here. And we have a couple other guests. I don't remember their names.
Yes,
We have a guest.
yes.
You're fine.
That's a fine. Who's got a guess?
Man.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Yeah, we have a guess. And now his stuff from Rotary, Orange County. Experience one of our great meetings.
It's great so far.
And then we, I think you're Morgan, right?
It's not over with
We
yet.
have Morgan over here from Rotaract as well, and we'll do a presentation later today. Thank you for being here. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so.
Who are you?
Yeah, and
Hello, my name is Johanna, and I'm here with MCM.
yes, thank you for being here. Last time she was here, I think it was like summertime, right? Yeah, good. You have to be a member maybe from remote. So cool. All right, so I looked through the birthdays, didn't see any this week. And I looked through the spouse's birthdays, didn't see any. And so there are some Rotary anniversaries. And we have the legendary Lauren Hall. Hey.
How many days?
I can't count that high. Nineteen 67.
I joined in 1967. I joined Rotary.
Yeah, that's awesome.
54.
And then you came over to Lake Stevens. It's interesting because
The number one getting
What band program were you in?
on the How Old Am I versus 1967, actually backwards.
so March 15th, 1967. And then he came to Lake Stevens, March 13th, 2013. So awesome. Wow. And then Mike Snow, 311 last year. I don't see Mike Snow here. Okay, good. Awesome. A couple announcements. I have here is, I think those that went to the Creator Zone had a really, what?
The sun is shining on you.
I know, it's awesome. Can you believe it? A leprechaun right here in front of your eyes.
Close for the Indian.
I know it. Thank you. That's right.
That's March, auction.
You got those for everybody. Yeah, I appreciate your creativity.
That's why I love Ruth Nicholas.
So the Creator Zone was pretty awesome. We donated some money to them, and it was really a fun event. A lot of people were there. It was a great showing, so that was awesome. So we have a host families are starting to pop up out of the ground, I guess, for helping Josie out and some Ukrainian stuff. So that's been kind of happening. And there is some training things that are coming up. There's training this Saturday. I'm trying to rouse up. Next Saturday, not tomorrow, but next Saturday. So I'm trying to rouse. I'm gonna go. I think Kristen Odegaard is gonna go with Josie. She gets to go for free because they want to exchange students there. So that'll be kind of fun. If anybody wants to go, are you going? Don't know
I
yet.
gotta ask,
What?
have to go.
You have to go? Yeah, good. Yes.
What is this event you're talking about?
The Assembly, District Assembly up in BC, Canada, which will be all day.
What is that?
It's a training event.
Oh,
Yes, training.
so who should go?
Anybody. Excellent. You're a plant, right?
Yeah.
So anybody can go. It's a training event. So it starts at 9 and obviously it's in Canada. So that means leaving
Lunch is
here
provided.
at 6. What?
Lunch is provided. Oh,
Lunch is provided. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do we have to pay?
No, no.
You got 5 members of this club that can go at
we go or not.
whether you go or not, so.
And it's actually fun, and you do learn a lot, and you meet a ton of people, and it's great to hear what that club's doing and worked, and that club's doing and didn't work, and really, you're going there for the networking.
Ron.
Yes, okay, thank you. And then there's district conference in May 5th to the 7th. That's always a lot of fun, so I'm gonna sign up for that. So hopefully we get some people up there. That'll be kind of a lot of fun. It's also in Canada. And I did send a message out to everybody through Club Runner about that. And so if you have any questions, let me know. And so also we want to start promoting our application online for funding. So people that you know that are looking for funds, go out there and get the application into the group. Tracy kind of heads that up and then she'll kind of vet through all that. So let's kind of get that going. And with that being said, I think I have some people here. I do have some people here. I have Amy that wants to talk about a few
I
things.
just wanted to say that, I know that we all support each other. There's an opportunity to support me and the Everett YMCA. So on Tuesday, to show my dedication to YMCA and all of the amazing things that it does. I'll be sitting on an indoor cycle bike from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So for you math geography, that's 12 hours in a row. It will feel like 15, but it will only be 12.
So that's 6 a.m. Eastern time?
It is 8,
6 p.m.
no, just here. So for 12 hours in a row, the YMCA, like we heard a couple of weeks ago, is just such an awesome place for everybody, from really before birth through your entire life span. And it's a place that really has influenced our family and saved my life on many different levels. So I'm looking for support. So I'm looking for, if you want to write me words of encouragement and or why you guys love the YMCA. And if you do feel like sharing a contribution, you can scan this code also. So I'm gonna pass this around and I would just appreciate your guys' support because this is going to be hard.
Can we wait for you?
Weep for me.
Wait for you?
Yeah. So
Wait, ride with you?
wasn't enough. It is triathlon. I just someone wasn't enough. We're gonna do that this year.
Can we ride with you?
Please, yeah, anyone should come on down to the Everett YMCA and visit and ride and take a tour and bring me cookies.
Did you get a break? Some breaks in between?
Group thing, a bunch of people are doing a ride session.
Right, so this was started by Dr. Art Robertson like 10 years ago. He would do this. And since then he's passed away. And so I've taken over. And then a few of my other best friends are joining me. So Gail Jabot and then Misty, who I did the para athlete triathlon with, will be there for the whole time. And then Chris Jacobson has also been inspired and is dedicating to ride 52 miles in honor of his birthday. And I don't know if you know how long that's gonna take him. That's a big feat. So he'll be with me all day for the majority of the day as well.
Well, it's fast, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's hard to be fast on a video night.
Awesome,
So I appreciate all of your support.
yeah.
Okay. We'll pass it around.
And then the big giant convention for Rotary is gonna be in, Yarn, did you say that?
No.
In Australia, but I doubt anybody's gonna go there, but anyhow,
Why?
because it's a faraway place.
Way to go, sell it there, Mr. President.
Anyhow, and then, so moving right along, we have a treasurer's report, Jack.
Yeah, things are going okay. I just got the American statement, so things are leveling out. And now that we've got banks depositing money into other banks, I think we'll be good.
That's your own personal bank?
Safekeeping.
Safekeeping. And the bank, no runs on the bank, so that's even better. So Gary, secretary report.
Oh, yeah, always. Board meeting on the 21st. I'll let Ron talk about Skyline. And we've got a new member application from Joel Munger, who was here last week. That will be taken up at the board meeting. Chris Fellows for sponsor, so blame anything on him. I'll agree with everybody that attended Creators on last week. There was good energy, a lot of fun. The only negative issue with the whole thing. I took pictures upstairs. And where they took out the carpet, my shoes really showed it because I got all the glue up on the pair of shoes. But it was an awesome event. Thanks for everybody that showed up. Auntie came and helped out, and there was a lot. Don was doing a lot of stuff, and I and Andy and others. It was a great event.
And she did respond to everybody saying thanks for being here, so that was pretty cool.
And then I'm just gonna piggyback on what you said, that the Rotary District Conference makes it 6:30. Sheraton Guilford Hotel in Surrey, BC.
Okay, anything else?
Oh, I could go on, but she's gonna get the hook out in a little bit, so.
So I'm gonna take a moment here. Kyle, we have a transferee that came over and,
Oh, yeah. We're gonna bring you back.
yeah, Marie,
One more guy. And then Brandon, you can come up here really quick.
Randy,
That can make it, let's just say.
Writing me a note, just a second.
Yeah.
Better prayer.
her, she already had her back.
We're gonna make it.
Yeah.
It's gotta do with Amy Lou. Oh. There you go. Now we have it done.
Okay.
Okay.
What's name?
Yeah, that's the.
Gary, they're waiting on you.
I'm pretty tough, but I wanna.
Yeah, they weren't looking up.
Hey,
But I just sent out a email again for the final last call for the Rotary or membership survey. We really would like everyone fill out. If you have not filled out, please pop on and fill out the survey. We're gonna go through it. Hopefully the next board meeting by next month. The goal is we're taking those survey results. We're gonna go over it. And we'll be able to come in here and make sure that whatever people want, that we're implementing that or make changes. It's one of the council's firesides, actually started those, started last week actually, or a couple weeks ago, so we're working on those, but the goal is to make sure that we continue to gain membership, and that if things aren't working with temperature wise, and we can add things or change things so that everyone kind of feels connected. That sense of belonging here is important as well, so one person is really quick, they belong, and then you're gonna start seeing more starting to trickle down the way, so luckily we keep gaining membership. We've actually done really well this year. But still, we want to continue to make sure all of you are happy. So please fill it out, and then if you have any more members that do want to join, but we're actually doing great this year alone. Yeah, so reach out if you have any questions. And I'm supposed to be getting that log down to that new membership email, so I'll be texting, but then you should start getting coming from membership.
Okay, cool. Awesome, thanks. I know you got to go to work, but yeah,
Crazy 2 weeks.
thanks. And
We're gonna be here.
okay. Yeah, and if anybody, it's an open communication thing here, so email me or anybody on the team. Like, hey, I need to do something, or we're doing too much, or not doing enough, so it's all open book. So, and now we have president-elect.
Well, not a lot to report this week, other than got the rest of our stuff picked up and cleared out of the reader zone, so ready to go back into our storage units. But like Gary said, that was a great event, and I hope to see more of those.
Yeah,
Years to come.
That's cool. He's got 2 big rooms there, so that might be kind of cool for a possible Corks and Kegs event and things like that. And that kind of reminds me, we got to start working on some of that stuff, Aquafest, and getting those pieces in order. We'll be talking a lot about that at the board meetings. Thanks, Don. Okay, so now we have like Mr. Rasmussen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
so club services, I like that.
So we planned one event. It's a continuously running event. It's the first Tuesday. I might look at, and I'll talk about the board meeting, changing that to the second Tuesday. The brewery has a cribbage tournament. the same night, and they take up just two people sit at a single table, so it takes up a lot of room space. And we might look at, but moving that to the second Tuesday of the month. And then, we created a list of some pretty fun, cool ideas, and, hopefully Kyle will send out that list and, try to prioritize them and, come up with some things that we.
Cool, awesome. I'm pretty excited about that. Kind of getting together and drinking beer. Anyhow, so Brian Lewis.
Doing a road camp tomorrow. Did everybody get my emails?
Yeah.
So,
I can't either.
Yeah, it's on it. And then April 1st, we're gonna do the torch down at Skyline, where we're gonna torch down the interactive deals. What are those things called?
They're called-
Decals, vandalism.
You're sticking it down.
A flat playground.
So just like interactive properties, we're gonna need people out there, we're gonna go in and blow the pebbles out of the way, and we're gonna sort them down, and at the end, we have a couple torches. If you have a torch that I guess you guys use them here to burn weeds, if you have one of those torches, bring it with you, or let me know if you have it, you can come on, come and get it.
What are those called in Texas?
Torch, I mean, yeah, we don't use it for weed stuff, we use it pesticide or whatever, we know.
If you use one, try not to burn your pants.
Yeah.
No, but if you do. The beer's on you, because that's just ignorant.
It's fine with everything except for that.
Yeah, we're gonna start at 8, and I'm probably gonna go there the after before blow.
Yeah,
That way it's
Yeah.
a faster thing.
I'll be there. for it.
With the early morning.
Is it Rose's favorite?
Get it up, get her done.
So, I mean, we get there as early as we want, but ultimately, we get there. We say 7:30, I'm the only one there.
Should we-
Say 8.
Should we do like a pressure wash the week before?
I don't think that's necessary, to be honest with you. It's not grimy where it is, where we walked it. And it looked like it needed to be pressure washed. I mean, if we pressure washed it, we want to pressure wash it a week before.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't want it to be too wet as dry, we want it as dry as possible, right? Otherwise, maybe drying it out with sources.
We could probably go up a few days before, and double check and see if we need to pressure wash it.
There's a chemical that gets put down right where the stickers are to kind of clean it up a little.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's not a massive problem. These are pretty big too, so that'd be good.
It's last chance.
No, honestly,
No, bases or.
no, and no little tentacles and stuff, I guess you guys had, no, these are gonna be a lot easier, so, when we get obviously, many hands make light work, so that'd be good if we get enough people out there to make it relatively easy.
There were donuts last year.
It's gonna be a Skyline, I'll put on the calendar.
Anything for five.
First.
I know.
I'll put on the calendar today, and I'll snap on this. Before children, bring donuts and coffee.
It won't be there at 7:30, but I'll. Past that.
He wants to walk me.
She was the top of me.
Well, interesting.
So yeah, so I'll, when I send out emails with all the details, but it's, I mean. It's a relatively simple process if we have enough people, it's gonna be difficult if we don't, so.
It's super fun too. It's a fun use of it.
You not see me?
No, I saw you, I just, yeah.
Is Skyline Elementary School accessible by Tesla?
I don't know.
Yes, it is.
If it drives itself, that would be really cool, we'll all be early, so we can watch Lawrence Barr drive him in.
Okay.
He's driving it, that won't be as bad as inside.
Well, he can leave it further out and he can call it the country.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
So.
What's your name?
If you need a torch, you can call me.
I think.
She is a torch.
We'll definitely, I mean, I have one. Yeah.
Propane tank and everything, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It won't.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The fire department has a torch.
They have a hose. They have a hose. Bring a fire extinguisher. Bring a fire extinguisher.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, moving along here. So, Jim's not here. International Services, Linda's not here. And, Kyle already did his report, and, Interact is still going strong, nothing new there. Lance Morehouse scholarships, I think he's got the email thing working, and I believe the applications are out online now.
They are.
Okay, great,
Do
awesome,
you guys know the deadline for those?
soon. Soon, so anyhow, and the scouts, had a meeting last night, I think James was there.
Wednesday.
And they were going through some leadership change, and that's always, sometimes problematic, but most of the time it's very good to do that because it happens all the time. So they have a new scoutmaster, and the scoutmaster currently, Bree, would be the assistant scoutmaster, so that's going well, and they're up to, I don't know, about 50 kids or 45.
Not that many. But they're starting their mulch fundraiser this weekend, so there's information in this week's bulletin on our Facebook site.
Okay, good. I know, I think she tried to get a hold of Amy, but it wasn't working or something, whatever.
She got a hold of her, all right, but Amy said no. No, she didn't.
Gosh. Exactly what happened.
No, he tried to help it.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So, let's see, IT guys in the IT booth behind the scenes making all this work. No, I think Ron set it up and Don tweaked it, so it's all good. I appreciate that a lot. And, let's see, so anything for communications, Gary?
Nope,
Okay, and then.
all's good.
All is good. And then we have, Sergeant of Arms. Good morning. Morning.
Top of the morning to y'all.
Brought your jukebox.
Let's start off with a little bit of drawing. Let's try that one more time.
Good morning.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Were we doing the whole thing?
Last round.
Last week. 7, 1, 6. Oh.
Oh my God.
Well, wait a minute. On it.
That's because I arranged getting those banks to give money to other things.
And you had 2 fail.
And yeah, well, this is afterwards, that was this week.
Bank to bank exchange.
There you go.
All right, you want me in?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Sergeant of Arms to Sergeant of Arms.
Well, I'm a little rusty.
It's all about
A little rusty, but hey, we're gonna have some fun this morning.
Take a look at those legs.
All right. How's everybody feeling today?
Fantastic.
All right, good, good. Here. So. In about 1915. Pete and Jean O'Brien. Got on a boat. And came across the water from Ireland. They went through New York, Ellis Island. Actually, last year I was in New York with Nancy, and we saw where they came through. They went from there to Youngstown, Ohio, and Jean was pregnant with their first child, a daughter, my great aunt Louise. So they settled in Youngstown, Ohio, and in Youngstown, Pete got a job at the steel mill. He worked there for quite a few years, and he became an expert at railroad spikes. And it was Bethlehem Steel, and Bethlehem Steel was opening a new steel mill, or it's probably already there, a new spike machine in West Seattle. So they sent Pete and Jean
and their daughter Louise to Youngstown, to West Seattle, actually the Youngstown neighborhood, and he worked the spike machine. I have a spike that's chrome plated that he made. They had 3 sons afterward. Bud, my grandfather, Jim, my great uncle, and Paul, my great uncle, who's a Seattle firefighter.
Sweet.
Pretty cool. So, they all worked in the steel mill. They all worked really hard in the steel mill. It was crazy. On my desk, I have that spike. We all have tough days, right? When I have a tough day, I look at that railroad spike and I think about the O'Brien family. From coming across the water to, tough times in Ireland to, to Paul, anyway, all of them. So my family, super, super proud of our Irish heritage. From little kids, my sister and I were told by Aunt Louise. Aunt Louise pretty much was our family matriarch, grandmother, that you are Irish. You are Irish through and through. On my mom's side, we're also Irish. And so it's pretty cool. You're Irish through and through. And so when we were kids, my mom would take us, would bring my Irish garb and a record of the Clancy brothers and Tommy Macomb and play the Irish Rover, and we would do the Irish jig in front of the classes in school. And Gary and I did the Irish jig, I think, was it last year?
Yeah. I watched.
So family tradition today is a very big deal for us. And it's just, when I was a kid too, we called Ireland. I don't know how we got enough. We called it.
Calling Santa.
Exactly. It was an Irish man. I was like, yeah. So, and then I'm proud to say the other day, this will be happy bucks, booked tickets to Ireland with my family. Tell more story about that later. But anyway, this morning, I am going to teach you how to do the Irish jig. Okay, the cool thing about the Irish jig is you can't mess it up. It's Irish, right? So the Irish jig, it's super simple. And essentially, I don't do it very well, but hey, whatever. And so I'm gonna ask everybody here, if you would stand up. So I'm gonna ask Amy, would you come up? Because I know you know how to do the Irish jig. Gary, I know you know how to do the Irish jig. Can you hand over the camera to somebody else?
I don't.
You'll do that, right?
Everybody laugh.
So, okay, so the Irish jig is super simple. So arms at your side, okay? And then you are simply just kind of jumping around and doing this. And if you do touch a leg kick, it does not matter. If you go like this, and you go like this, that's okay. If you go like this, that's okay. It's Irish, right? But the base is arms at your side and kicking. And I'll keep it up and go. I'll get fouled up and go, oh, okay, let's restart. You can do it backwards, you can run around. You can do whatever, okay?
You can die.
You can die, so here we go. Whiskey is a very important part of it. Have that this morning.
We did this for 12 hours instead of writing a writing.
Good luck with that.
I want to see that.
You would get to sit in the other job.
It's much more fun.
Yeah, especially when you have Kevin.
Okay.
You're.
Been around. All right, sporty. Thank you. Thank you for indulging me and our heritage, everybody's heritage. Then I'm coming out. I'm taking the house now. So, on that note, no fines today. It's all about happy bucks. So is Larry up there to start us off?
Nope.
No, looks like
He's gone.
Let's come on over here to Joyce.
Okay, having here. Green and. I'm Irish here.
Yes, you walk in, tell by the green.
Cool, thanks, Joyce. Good morning.
Morning. I'm happy that it's Friday and the weekend. I'm also really thankful for everyone who did come last week to the Creator Zone sneak peek. It was super fun. We got a ton of amazing feedback and yeah, I'm really pumped for what's next. And we've already torn up the bathrooms and started laying carpet upstairs. So next time you guys come in, it'll be almost finished.
Oh, cool. Cool. 1 second.
Okay, I've gotten my donation. I'm very happy to be here. We, as Rotary, I'd love to get to visit the Rotary clubs and have fun. Ready to talk to you guys later, so happy to be here. Thank you. And happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thanks for being here.
$70 for me under your skirt. On Rotary, I knew that I could come here and ask for your support and you guys would say yes, so I just really appreciate that. Creator Zone was an awesome event and I just wanted to kind of brag that we've already been, folks have reached out to us to host Code Day. It's like a global coding event and they want to use our space for it. So we're gonna give them a tour tomorrow actually. So Creator Zone just rocking and rolling.
Cool.
Thanks for the dance.
Hey, that was fun.
That was fun.
Coding as CODI.
Computer code.
Yes.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Chris invited me to come play ultimate frisbee yesterday and I am not a runner. I hurt today.
They scored a couple of points and it's very impressive.
Yeah, so it's a good hurt, you know,
Yeah.
feeling healthy.
You said muscles.
Like I need to go back next week and do it again, but I need the week break.
It's good for the soul.
Yeah.
Right on. Where did you get it played?
Yes, it was Memorial Stadium.
Oh, really? Wow, cool. Damn.
Just on
No,
the.
not it's all disc. Oh, like ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good.
Well, I'm excited. Our Rotaract club is here. I was there when they started that night back 6 years ago. or something. And speaking of railroad spikes, this is a happy and sad dollar. I'm happy to be here, of course. Sad that, because last week I announced I was gonna be gone on holiday this week, taking the train to California and riding over several million railroad spikes, but because of the flooding in California, we got a change in plans. So, thank you, Irish brother.
Thank you.
Yes, I have family that went through the island too.
Okay, so I have family that went through the island, but from Sweden. So yeah, sure you betcha. Here's to Swedish Day. And yeah, so let's see. So we have a new grandson coming in the middle of next month. And so we went down to our kids and we're painting and installing new doors. They're just refreshing the floor upstairs. And it wasn't ultimate frisbee, but boy, was I tired. It was good.
Workout.
It's a workout.
Hey, Jack.
I'll give $3 for seeing there's only one more month of tax season. I'll give the other 5 to my Curly family.
Thank you very much.
Curly. There's
Are you feeling okay from your surgery?
Oh, I didn't have to do that because when I got into the place to do the surgery, the guy said, I'm not gonna do it here. You need to go to a dental surgeon. So I went there and I got my thing, so I may, if I go in to get my this tooth done, they're not gonna do them all. They're just gonna do the one and see if it can heal up properly. We'll see if
Right.
they have to crack my jaw for that.
Ouch. I'll fix it for you.
Yeah, sure. I'm about ready to do that myself.
So 6 degrees of separation. My grandfather in the 1930s worked at that steel mill in West Seattle. And his daughter is my Aunt Louise.
Maybe it's the same hand. Not the same.
That's.
Awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah. That's
What was his name?
Louis Southern. Yeah.
Okay, so here's one. There more too. So I had a great time last night. I went to the Chambers after hours event. It was in conjunction with Somerset County Economic Alliance at the brewery. And it was super fun. So I really encourage you guys to attend those events. You don't have to be a chamber member. It's just really, business people in town, and it was a lot of really good. And it was packed. It was packed.
Good.
Yeah.
So they see you brewery.
At Lake Stevens Brewery. This time they move it every time.
I'm happy to be on Rotary. I'm happy that I've got a Tesla. Otherwise, I don't know, I would build a long one. I could use your lighting blower. You ride your Roomba.
Well, you have 3 neighbors up on the hill with you. We could always break you.
Thank you, sir.
The Tesla should have given you a ride.
There you go. Pick the rest of us up.
Well,
By the way,
I'm happy. My 6-year-old granddaughter made a new friend at the Creator Zone. She had a job of managing and operating awkward. And after getting careful guidance and teaching for Gary, she took it very seriously. All night long, whenever anybody suggested anything otherwise, she always said, no, the leprechaun told me to do it this way.
I'm cashless as well, so appreciate it. I'm happy to be here with you guys today, from the Rotary Church as well, and aside from some holiday festivities this afternoon, it's my birthday this weekend, so I'm gonna get together with some friends and we're gonna do that, some other things, so looking forward to that.
Right on.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, and the Brewers band.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
it's a family friend, they live in Wallingford, they do, alt Americana, they, pride themselves on, basically like Seattle rock.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
Rhymes like songs about Seattle.
Where do they play out about?
Yeah, they played like Blue Moon, Traverse, here and there. Green shirts, so.
Happy evening.
Been beautiful today, so, yeah. Glad to be here, awesome weekend, and I'm glad that it's finally, daylight savings, excited about having longer hours in the day, but for longer hours, it's fun.
Thanks.
Good. Well, I'm also part Irish, and this weekend is great because I'm taking, I've rented a really nice house on Ruby Island. I'm taking my kids and my daughter's roommate, who's I want, so too short of a spring break to go back home, so she's gonna go along with us. I'm really excited about that.
Right on. Good. Sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My turn, try to put this, but, Optimus Forum. Happy, yeah, Irish.
Aloha.
I just want to say I'm happy to be here. Thank you. We've been talking about this also with Gary about Rotary Club. I got here opposite I had a chance to kind of go to the very next door and just really be in the center. And also I had an opportunity to be part of your retirement party for.
Okay. I'm very happy to be here, Chris. That party was one of your grand opening. I mean, there was so much class at the reception, and I thank you so much.
Thank you for all your help.
Experience for me.
Thank you for all your help in the kitchen too. That was
Thank
amazing.
you, help in the kitchen. Thank you.
Where you going? Yeah, just because I don't have guilt on.
Yeah,
Yeah. You are. Yeah, I'm rusty. Little Irish story. I always told my mom I was Irish, and she kept saying, no, you have a little bit of German. Yeah, a lot of German, a lot of English. No, I don't. I'm Irish. So recently, about 4 years ago, Deb and I took the 23andMe DNA test. Came back, I'm 86% Irish. And when I went to the grave of my mom, I noticed that it was upside down. It turned in her grave when she heard that. It was fun with Dawn's granddaughter. I will have to say that Nana kept trying to say, no, you do it this way. And she looked at Nana and said, I'm doing it. It's my job. And I'm doing it my way. And Chris, I will agree, it was a event, it was a good event. The synergy in there was just really awesome, a lot of fun. Kudos to all of you.
Mr. President.
Yes, I'm happy. The Creator Zone was awesome. It's going the right way, and I love the podcast booth. That was really cool. The sound in there was phenomenal. It's just going up, so that's really cool. I appreciate you starting all that. And happy St. Patrick's Day, and my daughter was down in Seattle, and I told her to stop by the corned beef place. That's a great place. And she says, "Why? I put this 3-pound thing in my backpack." I'm like, yeah. So that's what we're having tonight. I might be Irish tomorrow morning. That's a great one even. There you go. Cool.
And then let's see. I've not been here for a while, so I'm gonna put in a happy 15. And happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And good job dancing today.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate all of that. That was great. And so now we have Rotaract that can come up and do a presentation on Rotaract. We have Bill and I don't think.
Oh, perfect.
Just the two of you, right?
Yeah,
And Morgan,
Billy.
Morgan Crosby and Alex Lynn.
That's right.
Okay, awesome. Take it away.
Sure.
Can we roll so we can stand like?
Yeah, okay, you can roll it.
Can we go?
wherever
Okay.
you want.
Just a brief intermission.
All right.
To find our remote.
Do you wanna stand up
guys
here?
and Give that to that computer.
Be seen. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having us. We're very excited to, always excited to get to talk to our Rotary partners. We're very grateful and spoiled to have 5 parent clubs. So not many people can say that, definitely not many Rotaract clubs. And I think it just goes to show how much Rotary in this area was excited to welcome in the younger age group and say, hey, we need Rotarians throughout all years. We can't just say, hey, once we're done, that was great Rotary, no more. We know that Rotary needs to go on and on and on. And that's how we build it up as we invite the younger generation. So we're very grateful to have started out with that immense support and have it continue out through our years, because we're still going strong and we're one of in our district that lasted throughout lockdown really well and has maintained all of our members through. 1 or 2 moved away, but that's going to happen. And it wasn't because of disinterest or because our club fell apart. It was because we're all a bunch of friends. And if all of a sudden somebody doesn't show up, we're going to be a little concerned and you keep coming back. So we're very grateful to be where we're at right now. So
Yeah, so as I don't know your name in the back, but mentioned the charter. Yeah, we founded in 2017. Been around for I guess, yeah, 6 years now.
it's our birthday. Today was when we chartered.
Today was?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just one night.
Yeah, we invited Sean O'Donnell, but as you can imagine, he was busy.
He's,
So.
yeah, this time of year. Yeah, so current membership sits at about 10. I feel like that number might actually be a little outdated, a little higher than that at this point. But we come from all over Snohomish County, right? And I actually don't live in Snohomish County anymore, but continue to drive up to hang out with these guys and continue my membership with the Rotaract group. But yeah, north, south, east, west, Snohomish County representation from everywhere.
And that's Billy. He would have been here today, but his roommates got COVID and then he got COVID. So our service, we have kind of like with Rotary clubs, we'll have like our meetings and that kind of stuff. We have projects and whatnot. We also value education. So we also value getting to learn from speakers, from different Rotary projects that are going on, ways that we can grow ourselves as leaders. So that means also that a lot of us have either been facilitators at our youth camps in the district, which are phenomenal. Either facilitators, you start out as a participant and then you get to come back and serve that way. It's really incredible to get to go and learn and develop yourself as a leader at the camp, but then it's awesome to be able to get to go back and watch other people learn, because as anybody who's been an educator or taught anything or done that for even a day, you know how much it is that you learn when you watch other people learn. So we're very grateful to have a really stacked team, honestly, of incredible people in our club.
So obviously this picture here is not the Pacific Northwest. We've done a number of well, we do a number of local service projects, but included in that is also international projects. We've been to Guatemala twice as a club with the Hands for Peacemaking organization. You might be familiar with them. They're local. And so they have facilitated trips for us to Guatemala to install cooking stoves, wood burning cooking stoves, and also water purification systems, water catchment systems up in the jungle of Guatemala. So that's what this picture represents. The last time we went was last May. If we keep to our cadence that we've been on, we go on a trip every 2 years. So possibly next year we'll be looking to go on our third. So local and international service is what we're about.
And then in the spirit of Green St. Patrick's Day, we are going to talk today about our green bag project. So we do have a few of them if anybody wants to sign up and take one home with you. It's I believe a national program. They have one up in Ferndale with one of the Rotary clubs up there. It is self-sustaining after a while, which is really awesome and supports the food bank. So our goal is to, as being Snohomish County, to be able to serve the Snohomish County Food Coalition. So have all of those food banks get a nice bump every 2 months. We'll break it down a little bit further. But it's an awesome project that is in its own. It's like kind of a set it and leave it, and then it will continue and go on and support itself. But we need people like Rotarians to help take the reins, and it's very low commitment, but it does have a huge support to the food banks. And we get a really nice number at the end to say, oh my gosh, we've donated 400 pounds this month. And then next month it was 500 and 300. And so getting to see that come back is really awesome, because we know that a lot of those people who have signed up aren't Rotarians. They're people in the community who thought it was a good need. And it makes you feel good, even though we don't know them face to face. We know that they are making an impact in their community. Our goal is to, at some point in the summertime, have like a get together of people who are either current donors or donors who are people who are interested in becoming a donor, people who are interested in becoming a neighborhood coordinator, who would be the one to drive around in their local area and then drop off at the food bank. The nice thing about it is that because it is low commitment, it's every 2 months. So it's not every Saturday or something. It's infrequent enough to support the food bank sustainably, but it's also infrequent enough to have you go, oh yeah, I can do that. That's not that bad. So
Yeah, let's back up a second. So for those who aren't familiar with the Green Bag Project, it's a bi-monthly program where we, as our Rotaract group, we have a list of food donors all throughout Snohomish County. And every 2 months, we go around to these people's houses and they leave one of those green bags, hopefully full of food, non-perishable food items for the food bank. We pick that up and then we leave an empty one. And so every 2 months, it's just a recurring cycle. There's minimal contact. We really deployed the program during COVID and we kind of still employ those same tactics. But yeah, so we have routes for Everett, Marysville, Mukilteo, Snohomish, Lake Stevens, and Linwood. And so each of those food banks receive a car full of donations every other month. I think right now we are at about 55 food donors. And we've been doing the program for a little over a year now. So we've had about 8 pickups over that year and some change. But we're looking to continue growing the program. We are active with the Lake Stevens route and growing that as well. So many of you, I assume you live in the area, your donations would go to the Lake Stevens Food Bank if you were to sign up. And so, yeah, like Morgan said, there's a couple different roles that we are in need of. One is the food donor, which is you are actively donating the food. We come and pick it up from your doorstep and leave you with the new bag. But then also the neighborhood coordinator, which is someone who drives around and retrieves all the bags and takes them to the food bank for the program. And so both are obviously very valuable positions, helping to facilitate the donation of food to the food bank. So if you're not comfortable donating, but you'd like to, spend every other month, one Saturday a month, picking up food and taking it to the food bank, then the neighborhood coordinator role would be for you. But otherwise, food donors are obviously our base bread and butter of the program. So any questions on it? I know the program might seem a little
I guess where do you guys meet at?
meet for like our
Meetings
club.
like this, like,
Yeah, so we've done a lot of our meetings recently online. We've kind of kept that going from the pandemic. But we do a lot of like social events as well. So I would say at least once or twice a month, we get together as a group and meet at either a restaurant or one of our houses. Last week, we had an in-person meeting with a guest speaker at one of our members' office spaces. And so we kind of just, bounce around. We don't necessarily have like a set location. But I would say club business meetings largely online still.
yeah, we do try and give like a heads up of like if somebody wants to join where we'd be meeting that week. And then of course, if we invite anybody, we always give them a heads up ahead of time of location and time is always the same though. It's Wednesdays because there was football on Thursdays. And so we had to change so that we weren't interrupting football. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, we are big into our youth clubs, our youth camps. Youth Adventures in Leadership is for the Interact age, which so Lake Stevens Interact Club and any of the youth exchange members would be going to that. Billy is actually one of the head facilitators this year. There's always 2. They try to do one from Canada, one from the US. So Billy is our US representative. He's an amazing leader. He's been a Rotarian since before he was born. He's a 3rd-generation Rotarian. We joke that his first words were the 4-way test. It's a really incredible camp. If you have anybody ages 15 to 17, if they have any sort of inkling into leadership, or you're thinking that might be a good way to help them kind of grow those skills, this is an awesome camp. If you're a speaker who has a really cool story to tell or anything about leadership, or somebody who's involved in the community, Billy's also looking for speakers. So if you want to participate that way, maybe if you don't have a young person to send, if you yourself would like to go, it's an amazing event. It is up in DC, but we try to get you a little bit of compensation for you to be able to get up there and share what it is that you do. All of this stuff is available through the district website too, because this isn't something we put on, this is done through the district. So
And as Morgan mentioned earlier, it's beneficial not only to attend these leadership camps as a participant, but also as a facilitator to, help lead the weekends. Both Morgan and I have been facilitators at Yale. And so if you have any questions, feel free to ask us at the end.
And then we are on social media and whatnot, so you can see all of our fun stuff. We'll have a video of dancing from today. We're working on updating our website. It's not most current, so if you do send anybody that way to become a member of our club, if you know somebody ages 18 to 30, there's no upper age limit anymore, but if they're in that younger age group and are interested in joining, please send them our way. If nothing else, you can email is probably the best way to get a hold of us as of now, and then once that website's a little bit better, we can start sending out the join us form. But that's Alec doing really hard work lifting a rock in Guatemala. So when we could talk on that in a little bit if we have time, but we're very grateful to come and meet with you guys this morning. So thank you so much for listening, and we hope to continue our partnership with you. And we were glad to have you in the water with us, Amy, for our poets lunch. So fun. How many drivers do you guys have in Lake Stevens?
We just have one person do that route currently. Like I said, the program's only about a year old, so we still have a small number of food donors in Lake Stevens, but we're trying to grow that number, right? So
I wonder if our club can just kind of take that over and, between all of us, someone can drive every couple of months. I don't mean to speak for everyone, but it seems like we could easily knock that out. And then, too, we can always be advocates in our neighborhoods.
yeah, absolutely. When we spoke to South Neighborhood TO a couple weeks ago, one of them had the idea to kind of, as opposed to, if you guys are interested in signing up for the program, have your bags sitting, at your house, bring your bags to your Rotary meeting the day before pickup every other month. And then, they're all here and then someone could have.
I mean, you know the guy, so not to put more work on it.
Yeah.
But like that, the ways of making it easier, right? If anything we can do to make it easier and support the food bank is our goal. Just because we know that it's something that, Thanksgiving's coming up, I better do it. It's needed all year round, we know that. So this is our way of kind of reminding people that it is needed all year round, and that it's take it with you. If you need a list of things that are great to buy, we can get that and staple it on the outside for you so you can remember when you go in. Because tomatoes, we have ways to support you. We don't want you to feel like we're dropping it and then running away. We're in partnership with you in it. So if there's any questions, if things start going not super great, we're here. That's what leadership's about, right? Is building connections and maintaining that community. So we're here to support.
You can even take the green bags to your work location.
Correct.
Yeah.
Passive reminder.
Yeah, wherever it is. So what we would say is then, as long as you have a committed place that would be the pickup, that's where you would list as the address so that somebody can come as neighborhood coordinator. If you guys decide that that's a rotating role that Lake Stevens Rotary has, or one person takes it on, that's great. But as long as whoever it is that's a food donor has that address set, then we know where to send that person. So they're not going, I came to his house, but there's nothing here. And he's like, well, I have 3 bags at my office. Why didn't you come pick it? Well, we didn't know. So we try and keep clarity around it as well. So we're working on a texting program. So if you need to reply and say, I'm out of town this weekend, don't come to my house, then we can have communication that way to whoever the neighborhood coordinator is as well.
So locally, it would come to the Stevens food bank.
Yes, yeah.
I like that idea about if everybody had their own route. You wouldn't need a weekend pickup. It's like I would have 3 places to go and pick it up. Bring it here for Friday for him to pick.
Yeah, it's the idea is that you would have it that, in theory, you'd have it that your 3 neighbors are all donors, you drive past them, pick up, and then you drive to the food bank. So we try to have it that it's not super spread out, but when it's in the beginning stages and you only have one person in your neighborhood, and then you have to tell them, hey, you have to take your bag. That's not as inviting. So we're trying to facilitate that, and that we are the drivers until we can get it to the point where the neighborhoods have kind of built up a bit that somebody can accurately go.
Are you at all connected with a grant ball?
the Granite Falls. We do have one person out there. She signed up at the Polar Plunge, but she's the only one out there as of now. I'm not sure if she's been able to donate, but
Yeah, this individual offered to drive her bag into Everett. She drops one of her kids off at school in Everett every day, it sounded like. And as opposed to having us go out to Granite Falls for one bag, or even take it to the Granite Falls Food Bank, she offered to take it to the Everett Food Bank. So,
We
yeah,
have several members that live out that way, so we can.
yeah, any,
Feedback on what Amy was saying.
yeah, it's not limited to your club. It's not limited to where you live. We want it to be that it's supporting the food bank that you live closest to, right? So that it's easiest for you and your neighbors, and that it also brings light to maybe the smaller food banks who don't have as much support. Marysville Food Bank, every time without fail, they have the most. So it's very clear that there are certain areas that they just are more aware of them. And we want to be able to, you know, lift up the communities that maybe they don't have as much connection to, because people don't work in Granite Falls. They live there, but then they drive out and leave. We want to be able to keep that in the community. So if that's where people live, that's where we want you to be able to donate. So not that we're taking your business. We don't want. We want to be able to keep it local for you. So when you wake up on Saturday, you don't go, oh, to drive super. We want you to be able to go, oh yeah, it's not that far. I'll just pop it on over.
that sounds like competition. So Marysville actually, so this program, it actually started in California. I did a lot of research on it and I tried to sell my board on it, and they told me this is a logistical nightmare. We're not doing it. And so it started as being called a simple gesture. And Marysville actually has that program on their own as well.
Yeah, they have a separate one aside from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their green bags they're a slightly different colored green.
They're yellow, so they're not. That's the cool thing though, is that there's, you know, in this way, it's only friendly competition. There's no such like, hey, you're getting in on our set. They don't care. We just want more food to the food bank. So that's the awesome thing about it, is it's very minimal and only good stuff comes out of it. We just hope that it doesn't go down the wayside. It either stays in the middle or goes up. So
Yeah, let's show the board that Rotaract nailed this.
I know, right? So it is really cool. And like they said, it's once every 2 months. And so like the idea behind it is every time you go shopping, you just grab like a can or two. Correct. Like most of us probably go to the grocery store once a week, or, you know, if you're forgetful like me, you go twice a week. But some people can't afford to donate like $20 a month, but you can't afford to buy like one item. Well, now they're like $1.50 can of green beans. Like you can do that once a week, and it's just a really easy way to donate.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, if you're like my mom and you need to put out the paper green bag when she writes green bag on the outside because she forgets it every month. I don't know where it goes. She's gotten so many of them, but it still counts. It still goes. So on the other end is like, nobody's gonna charge you. No, you're not gonna get any penalty points. Like it's all good stuff. So any way that we can reach out and support, we try to do. If anybody also has a texting service that they use for like anybody's business of like, hey, appointment reminders, we'd love to hear it. We're trying to find one that we know will work for us. So that's kind of our next step. If anybody has any direction they can point us in that, we'd love that as well.
Any more questions?
Do you guys partner a lot with the Interact?
We haven't. So they're hard to partner with, just in that they are so busy with high school. When they do stuff, they do awesome projects. And then we show up, we're like, hey, and they're like, I have class. Like, I can't do anything more. So we do really try to. Yale's an awesome time to get to connect with them, because they're just there and focused on Yale, not thinking about school so much. We had tried to kind of pull them into this and maybe see if they could do one as their own. We're hoping to kind of, as the school year comes back, is always a great time to do that. The Everett Club has also started theirs back up, their Interact Club back up. So in the future, trash pickups and that kind of thing, we'd love to be able to invite both Rotary and Interact out for those kind of things. So yeah.
Thanks for all the great work you do, and we're trying to tailgate on when you got going, help you out.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And in your guys' name, we have a $25 gift donation to the Lake Stevens Education Foundation.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Glad you're here. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
anything, any questions, announcements, or anything for the good of the club? Okay. Adjourned. Thanks for being here. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Great program.
Nice idea too. Get your status.
Yeah, because if again.
This sounds like you, and then,